Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sandwich Kingdom Master Builder series.
Master Builder.
I'm your Master Builder, Chef Jeff Mauro, aka the Sandwich King, a nomenclature bestowed to me by one and only Bobby Flay on season 7 of Food Network Star, which I won, which launched my career 14 years ago and beyond. Thank you all for being here. I'm taking it back to the roots of sandwich artistry, of where I started my career in the delis of America and beyond. Again, this is not just all about sliced deli meat fare, but we are doing a recipe today which is so near and dear to my heart. It's so easy, really takes zero cooking. You can have it for dinner. Like, I don't mean that like, oh man, because most people associate sandwiches with lunch, but this is like the equivalent of a steak dinner, but in sandwich form. So this is my ultimate roast beef sandwich, AKA the Roast Beefmaster 3000. Starting with onion roll. Kind of a brioche style bun here we're looking at. Nice little yellow hue, which means there's some eggs in there. All right, I got a flat pan here. Low to medium heat. What we're gonna do, come to the oven, Emily. I got my room temperature butter that I always keep on hand. I have this nifty little kind of vacuum seal vessel, so I keep it vacuum sealed. You put that thing on there. I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh. This is not a sponsored thing. I love it to death. I vacuum seal and suck the air out of everything I preserve, whether it's room temperature butter or leftovers and stuff. And this just keeps it ready to go, all right? We can put that on the pan. Normally I spread this right on the bread directly, but since we're using soft butter and good old bread and timing and control of heat, this is a good way to kind of mop it up like that. See that, Just kind of, but if you want, you can always go crust to crust. Is a must with that soft butter. And this way you ensure every inch of that bottom and top bun get coated in that butter. It cannot be too hot. You don't want this active. There's like minimal bubbage. Do you see the minimal bubbage? Let me see. Just minimal bubbage. Look at that flame. Very low. Flat pan. I can get in there with a spatula, okay? So this is what we're looking for. Let it go for a minute. Golden brown is the key. Reactivating the bread, adding a layer of flavor and a layer of texture. Invigorating the bread. Sometimes it sits in that bread aisle. You don't know what happened. Again, this thing came on a couple trucks, was in a box, went to this shelf. It could be a little almost past its prime, but not quite, because then they can't sell it. Let's do our mise en place for everything here. Go ahead, let the dog out. Let Pino out. God forbid we don't stop our lives for these dogs. These dogs run my life. Do you know I have to put my dog Pino in a diaper every time I leave now, or he pee-pees in the house? And I make a game out of it. Who wants to dipe? Put Pino in the dipe. Look at, he's looking right now.
He knows you're talking.
He knows me because he gets a treat when he gets the dipe.
You know, Jeff, I would really like to capture that.
Well, we'll get that when we leave, Emily, for the big thing we got planned. First ingredient of our Roast Beefmaster 3000, the ultimate roast beef sandwich, is the roast beef. From the deli, whole muscle, rare roast beef, sliced as thin as possible. I make friends with my delicatessenaire. Been on that side of the deli counter before. The friendlier you are, the better cuts you get, and the better you feel. Because you're exchanging a moment with these people, and you want that beautiful melt in your mouth, rare, just pure roast beef, okay? So we're just gonna kind of lay this out here. I got 3/4 of a pound. So I know Gavone S here is gonna want some.
I'm fine after that BLT.
You're fine after that? Well, nobody knows we just did the BLT, dum-dum. I changed my shirt so people think it's another day here in the Sandwich Kingdom. In the office. All right. I want a good amount of this, like a nice pile, ready to go. Mise en place, done. Make sure this is sealed nicely. All right. Oxidation is the enemy of most things. That's why I like to vacuum seal things. Willy-nilly. Let's check our bread here, Almost getting there. Slightly GB. Golden brown. Keep that right in the center. Sometimes you got to press it down a little bit. Number 2, cheddar. Now, I can go get the sliced cheddar. There's some great like black wax cheddars out there, Vermont cheddar, sharp cheddars from the deli. I like to get the oldest cheddar possible and use the least amount as possible. Sometimes cheddar has a hard time breaking through, especially when we make this horseradish sauce in a minute, the onion, the roast beef, the pickle. Shout out to Hooks. 5-year-old cheddar. Great product, great like charcuterie cheese. I mean, America's original answer to any Italian aged cheese. 5-year-old cheddar, sharp knife. We're just gonna kind of take like thin little slices. The sharper the cheddar, the usually harder it is to cut. I just think the sharper the better, because it adds another layer of flavor. And when we're talking sandwich builder series, we're talking about not only proper ratios, but not overdoing it. Like too much cheese can be a little weird mouthfeel, sticks to your teeth, sticks to the roof of your mouth. So less is more in this. So that's it. We're good. We can put that away. Bada bing. Let's check our looking good.
Gorge.
So all I'm doing is pressing it down because the bread has a little bit of a concave to it. And that way you're kind of pushing it down a little bit just to have that surface area come in contact with the butter and the bread. We're gonna let that cool down, but while I'm cooling it down, I'm gonna take that warm bottom bun, and that's when I put my cheddar cheese right on it. So it kind of, not melts, wakes it up a little bit, right? Room temperature cheese usually has stronger flavor than, cold cheeses. That's why, charcuteries usually have room temperature cheese on that. I'm gonna put my pile of meat. Dude, Emily, that's out of control.
Obscene.
I went to town on that. I'm actually ashamed of myself. Now, I'm gonna make a quick little pantry pull sauce here. Horseradish, roast beef, the best. Like first cousins, not even best friends, blood relatives. They love each other, but they also party together. Woo! But they also are like the godfathers of each other's kids. Like that's how deep this relationship of horseradish and roast beef goes on and on. It's a deep, deep familial bond. We're gonna do a little Japanese mayonnaise because I love it oh so much, right? Literally goes a long way. Horseradish, a good amount. I want my nose to burn. My big spoon doesn't fit in here, I gotta use one of my medium spoons that I just dropped on the ground. Cause I'm a mother effing donkey. Do you watch donkey videos on the internet? It's on my algorithm right now.
They're adorable.
Oh, they are the greatest creatures. That's why my boxing name is Jeff the Italian Donkey Mauro. Do you know why, Em?
No, why, Jeff? Tell me.
Because he always knocks them out. But I do love a donkey. They're fiercely loyal. They protect the other livestock. They're vicious creatures, but they're so friendly and they laugh and they cry and they emote. I just love them. So look at that, Emily. We got a lot of horseradish in there. Again, I want to feel it. I got some good imported stone ground mustard, which is kind of like the dot on the bottom of an exclamation point when next to horseradish, if you understand. It amplifies it a little bit. Gives it a little kind of grainy texture too as well. I like it. And mustard and horseradish are basically kind of the same vibe. Next, I got a little bit of honey. Look at this cute little honey bear. I met these nice people. Shout out to Honey Lodge Honey. Totally 100% made and produced by American Indians here from the reservation, and they're selling it, so maybe we can tag them below. Yeah. I met them. We talked for a while. They were right by us at the NRA show, so I'm going to use this little honey bear.
Restaurant
Association show. NRA, National Restaurant Association. I like a little dollop of sweetness with this to round out that nose heat. Look at that. Just like that. That was like a burp, but also an exclamation, like the tiny dot on the bottom of an exclamation. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's a callback. How you doing, Johnny? Callbacks, comedian. This is pungent, I can already tell. But again, we need that layer because this is a lot of meat. But you need a lot of roast beef on this. You can't do like the... So when I say get your rare roast beef, I know people are like, oh, that's not cooked, whatever. That's the best version of beef right there, right? You're not gonna get a steak well done for the most part. So you don't want your roast beef well done, but there's a lot of deli meats, maybe pre-sliced, shingled in a vacuum sealed package. This is not the place for this. This is when you go to the deli. If they have a house-made roast beef, that's when you get it. Let's get to building. This is a simple build. Again, that grainy horseradish, creamy sauce right there. Crust to crust is a must. I like to put it just on the top. Next, I like to I just got this from the Grosh. All right, 'tis the season. You're gonna find a lot of these. Some crispy French fried onions. Instead of raw onions on this, I like the texture, which we kind of desperately need in this, plus that salty, deep fried quality and the onion flavor all come through. It's like a triple threat right here. I'm adhering them right to that adhesive of that creamy horseradish. And just for something, bring a little acidity to the sandwich. I like me some homemade pickles. Look at, I made these. These have got a little radishes in there, some carrots. Everybody for like a month at the end of the summer gave me cucumbers, like so many. We were swimming in cucumbers. So this is a great way to use all those cucumbers. I slice them on the mandolin. 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, some salt and sugar to taste in there, smashed garlic, some fresh dill, some peppercorns. Literally simmer it till it's dissolved. Pack it in there. I didn't can it or anything. I just put it in hot, quick pickle it, and then store it in the fridge, and it stays great for a while. And it's just a fresh homemade pickle with minimal ingredients. I put about 3 on there. I think that's perfect. I don't know. No place for tomato. This is what I like to preach here at Sandwich, was it Emily? Sandwich Kingdom Master Builder Series.
Master Builder.
Keep those ratios on point. Keep it simple. You don't want an overstuffed sandwich. Everything gets lost. We're gonna raise the roof on this barn, Emily. We might lose some guys, but not too bad. Not too bad. Look at that, Emily. Get like a 360 of that bitch. Look at that. Look at that. Go around, Emily. Go around town. Julie Brown. Yeah.
Obstacles galore.
Right. All right, let's cut into this ultimate roast beef sandwich. Roast Beef Master 3000. One of my original early deli names, Emily. One of my clever ideas. But let's look at that. Now that. Is that ultimate? That's ultimate. That's Master Built. I went heavy on the roast beef,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
I
good
did.
one.
I went heavy on the roast beef. But it's like Arby's back in the day, right? When before Arby's, I guess, had liquid meat, according to rumors. But like, you know, it's like piled high. And this only works if the meat is expertly sliced super thin, okay? I'm not saying shaved, but just a skosh under shaved so you can actually pull it apart. But if this was thick, you're gonna get a lot of that sandwich pullage. All right, I'm taking a bite. Enough with your camera. Oh man, this is big.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Bro. You know what it needs is a dipper, like a side, even more, because that meat is aggressively piled. It needs a little more of the sauce. It's just so good. If you would get this from a deli, people would be writing about it in the local papers, in the zines.
Oh my God, I had a
Yeah, they'd be writing big, gnarly articles in the local zine about this. But for now, they'll be posting on all the sites, Emily. This would blow up in the culinary world. That's how easy and good this is. The cheese is sharp, just enough. The beef is beefy. You got those crispy onions, the horseradishy sauce, which is like, again, don't be afraid to even bump up the horseradish even more to help carry it through. Pickles are perfect, kind of cut through everything, and that onion roll that we buttered and griddled to golden brown kind of creates the basement in the roof for this delicious house made of roast beast, Emily. All right, that's it.
Wait, do you want to know what the name of my zine was?
What was the name of your zine, Emily?
Your mom. It was.
Get out of my kitchen.
Okay.